share the natural deodorant recipe that I use at home. And this is a great alternative to commercial deodorants, which are full of all sorts of nasty things that you don't want to go anywhere near. There are things like aluminum, which is linked to Alzheimer's. There are things like parabens, which are linked to cancers, and various other chemicals which can be endocrine disruptors and just have nasty effects. So deodorant is actually something that is really bad generally, commercially bought deodorant, but you can find some natural alternatives which are really awesome. I will link any below if I remember. They can be a little bit more expensive though. So this recipe is cheaper and it's natural, and I find that it works really well. So to get started, what I'm using for it is some coconut oil and some shea butter, but you could just use coconut oil. Baking soda, but you could leave that out if you want to. I'm using arrowroot powder and bentonite clay, but you could just use one or the other. And I'm using a little bit of wax and some essential oils. I'm using cinnamon and tangerine. I think citrus essential oils are really good for this. So firstly, I'm taking a glass bowl and I'm adding into that 4 tablespoons of oil. I'm using 2 tablespoons of coconut oil and then 2 tablespoons of shea butter. But you could use all 4 tablespoons of coconut oil if you wanted. And then I'm adding into this 1 teaspoon of wax pellets, but definitely add more if you live in a warmer climate. So at the moment here it's about 13 degrees Celsius, so if you live 5 degrees hotter than that, I'd suggest adding another half a teaspoon of wax, and so on. And then I'm getting a second bowl and I'm putting boiling water into that and sitting this bowl over top and allowing the wax and the oils to melt together. Once that's melted, I am putting in my essential oils. So I'm adding about 15 drops of essential oil all up, and I'm using cinnamon and tangerine, but any essential oils are good. And so then I'm taking it off the heat and I'm putting a teaspoon of baking soda in there and 3 tablespoons of powder. You could use arrowroot powder, cornstarch, or bentonite clay. I'm using half arrowroot powder and half bentonite clay. And I'm mixing this up and allowing it to cool a little bit so it's not quite so runny. So then I'm preparing my container, and I'm actually using a glue stick for this, but obviously you could use an old deodorant container if you have one. I'm just scraping out the leftover bits of glue and using some hot water to clean it out. And once it's fully cleaned out, I'm putting a little bit of tape around the outside just to cover up the glue stick container. And once that container's ready, then I can pour in my mixture. At this point it's less runny, so it doesn't go down any of the cracks, it flows in there nicely. And then I'm allowing it to cool for about 10 minutes. So then just apply it under your armpits as you would normally, and for me it lasts great throughout the day. I'm not left with any unwanted smells or excess sweat, but if you are someone that sweats a lot, I'm not sure how well this would work for you. I'm not someone who sweats excessively. But maybe still try it out and see how it goes, because it's worth a try. So I hope this does work well for you guys, because it does work for me, and it is a great alternative if you can make it work for you. And if you guys try out any different essential oil combinations that you love for this, let me know how they go, because I would love to try out different essential oils as well. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.